Hi, I'm Les Vegas. Today, we're talking about the Avalon VT-747SP. We'll go over all the features and hear what it can do on multiple stereo mixes and multiple genres. Kazrock recently released an officially licensed plugin emulation of the hardware. If you want to hear how the plugin compares to the hardware, check out the video at the link above or in the description below. The Avalon VT-747SP is a stereo discrete Class A vacuum tube compressor with EQ. The 747 is not to be confused with the popular Avalon VT-737SP, which is 100% different, being a mono channel strip with a tube preamp, opto compressor, and sweep EQ. The VT-747SP offers a stereo Class A opto compressor with spectral control, a 6-band discrete passive EQ, and Avalon's TSP twin signal path technology with vacuum tube bypass. It's ideal for analog mastering applications, mix bus processing, and high-performance DAW input signal conditioning when recording stereo sources, such as keyboards, synths, samplers, and drum machines. The TSP twin signal path feature allows you to record with discrete Class A solid-state components or 3 high-voltage, dual-triode Sovtech 6922 vacuum tubes. Many top mastering studios and engineers such as Joe Laporta at Sterling Sound, along with John Davis and Streaky over at Metropolis Studios in London, have been known to use the VT-747. It's perhaps best known for its high-range or air EQ band, which is a 32K shelf. It's also known for warming up digital mixes by imparting extra depth and foundation with its natural low-end extension. The Avalon VT-747SP was discontinued on January 1st, 2018, and hasn't been available since. New, the list price was $2,900, but it's currently selling anywhere from $2,000 to $4,500 on the used market, but they're becoming harder and harder to find. Now, before we dive into the audio demo, let's take a quick tour of the front and rear panels and learn what each control does. First, we have the input knob, which goes from -20 to +8 with a detent at 0. This control will drive the tubes harder while in tube mode to get more tube tone into the compressor. In discrete mode, the transistors are driven harder to achieve more classic discrete transistor sound. The input has +36 dB of headroom before overload. You can use this control at minimum and maximum levels to achieve different sounds and colors. Below the input control is a +10 dB gain switch, which provides an additional 10 dB boost for more color and matching low-level sources such as keyboards and synthesizers. Next, we have the TSP switch, which engages the tube signal path and swaps 3 tubes into the audio path from the discrete solid-state Class A transistor-based amplifiers. The EQ comp switch places the 6-band passive EQ before the compressor, which will give the signal a more squashed and narrow sound than if the EQ was placed after the compressor. The compressor switch engages the compressor and acts as a hardwire bypass for the compressor section. The threshold knob sets the compressor threshold level and is continuously variable from -30 to +20 dB. The low-frequency sidechain threshold knob controls the increase of compression for the specified low-frequency range. As the threshold is turned counterclockwise, the selected frequency will be compressed harder than the compression of the overall program. Likewise, the high-frequency sidechain threshold knob works the same way, only increasing compression on the high frequencies when turned counterclockwise. The compression knob sets the compression ratio from 1:1 to 20:1. The compression ratio and threshold controls are interactive and are affected by one another. The attack control varies the attack time of the compressor from 2 milliseconds when on fast to 200 milliseconds when on slow. The release control varies the release time of the compressor from 100 milliseconds to 5 seconds when set to slow. The low-frequency sidechain threshold allows you to sweep variable peak-dip frequency settings from 60 Hz to 1 kHz, and the high-frequency sidechain threshold sweeps from 600 Hz to 10 kHz. Above these controls, we have the sidechain switch, which activates the 2-band parametric spectral sidechain controls, the blue gain reduction LED light, which indicates peak gain reduction, and the sidechain listen switch, which allows you to monitor the signal going into or through the sidechain before affected by the compressor. The makeup gain knob is a variable 0 dB to +10 dB control to add gain after the compressed signal. This only acts when the compressor switch is in. Here, we have the 0 dB VU calibration screw, which allows you to align the needle on the VU meter to 0. The analog VU meter indicates gain reduction, and the needle is speed sensitive for measuring attack and release of the signal. The equalizer switch engages or bypasses the 6-band passive graphic EQ section. This is a simple, easy-to-use EQ designed for subtle sweetening and shaping. The frequency turnover, Q, and amplitude ranges have been carefully chosen for each band to provide extremely smooth musicality. Pushing the faders up from the center detent will boost, and pushing the faders down will cut. The low bass band is a plus or minus 24 dB 15 Hz shelf. The mid bass band is a plus or minus 8 dB 125 Hz peak dip. The low mid band is a plus or minus 4 dB 500 Hz peak dip. The mid-range band is a plus or minus 4 dB 2 kHz peak dip. The high mid-band is a plus or minus 10 dB 5 kHz shelf, and the high-range band is a plus or minus 20 dB shelf at 32K. And finally, we have the LED output meter, the output control, and the AC power switch. The continuously variable output knob controls the overall output level, and the VT-747SP is calibrated so that 0 on the LED output meters accurately represents plus 4 dBu, the standard operating level for pro audio gear. On the rear panel, we have 2 left and right balanced XLR female inputs for line level signals up to a maximum of plus 36 dB, 2 balanced DC coupled XLR male output connectors, a 2-terminal burial strip ground link to isolate chassis ground from audio ground, and finally, the AC input combination IEC socket, voltage selector, and fuse location. Alright, for this demo, we'll compare multiple songs in multiple genres so we can hear how it sounds on different styles of music. To start, we'll put the 747 in bypass and loop the chorus of Southern Sunrise, the upcoming debut release by my group The Latest. Then, we'll set the hardware to the preset found in the manual, Stereo Bus for Mixdown, made by the founder of Avalon, Win Morrow, and adjust the input so we're getting around 1 to 2 dB of gain reduction. Next, we'll do the same with Girly, a reggae track by my side project Dub Boys, Work It Out, an electronic dance track in my debut release under the name Las Vegas, and Patience by Spirits of Leo, an indie alternative rock song off their 2022 album Gossamer Blue. Also, we'll engage the EQ only and turn up each EQ band to its maximum so we can hear the sound of each EQ band at its highest setting. Mixbus processing has been removed from each song, and as always, each pass was recorded at 96K, exported, then precisely level matched to the original unprocessed recordings using integrated LUFS measurements from beginning to end so we can accurately hear the difference the processing makes without louder volume levels influencing our perceptions or decisions. Alright, let's do it.
You bring the look, I got the touch. Take my hand, let it warm up the love. You bring the look, I got the touch. Take my hand, let it warm up the love. You bring the look, I got the touch. Take my hand, let it warm up the love. You bring the look, I got the touch. Take
Hear me no one say the rock it down, girl it. Hear me no one say the rock it down, girl it. Hear me no one say the rock it down, girl it. Fell in love all the girl it. Hear me no one say the rock it down, girl it. Hear me no one say the rock it down, girl it. Hear me no one say the rock it down, girl it. Fell in love all the girl it.
Pushing forward to a dream, never waking for the dream, yearning for a chance to breathe. One is aching endlessly. Pushing forward to a dream, never waking for the dream, yearning for a chance to breathe. One is aching endlessly.
Let's do it till we work it out. Let's do it till we work it out. So, what do you think? Is it worth every nickel for that sweet 32K shelf it's so well known for? Did it warm up the digital mixes done 100% in the box? Let me know in the comments below. Also, I made these test files available in high quality 96K 32-bit WAV files to compare in your DAW. You can download them at the link in the description below. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.